Hi guys, thank you so much for joining us today for this workshop. I'm really sorry for the background noise I've come out. So good evening everybody and welcome to the session. Hi Bhavya, all the best for your session. I think I'll give it over to Urvi for the introduction of the guest speaker. Good luck Bhavya.
Thank you, Anna.
Hi everyone, this is Urvi Gala here, co-director for professional development from ICDMS, and thank you all for joining in. Um, so our speaker for today is Mr. Bhavya Gandhi, who is a chartered accountant by profession, and he's the founder of the Act Capital firm, which is a consulting firm, which is going to guide us through how to invest, how much to invest, where to invest, and it's not only about creating your wealth but at the same time growing your wealth consistently. So handing over to Bhavya, let's start the session.
Thank you, Urvi. Good evening, friends. Welcome to one and all. Thank you for joining in large number, especially on a Sunday evening, when one would have expected to sip a cup of coffee. Such a technical topic to talk on. Good to see you all. One second. I'll get started with my presentation. To start with, just to give you an idea, I'll start off with basic things initially because we've got people from diverse backgrounds. So just to strike a balance, we'll start off with initial basic slides. So don't feel what hogwash am I speaking. Gradually, I'll take you to higher level. So hold your patience. Yeah. And let's make this interactive. If I question you, I expect you to answer. Let me not just be the alone speaker. So let's make it an interactive, fun session. One second. I'll start my slides. Yeah. So investment awareness campaign by X Capital. Are you able to see it? Are you able to see it?
Yes, I can see you.
Yes,
Oh,
I can
yeah.
see.
So our motto is basically that we just don't want to create wealth, we want to retain it also. So if you look at the tagline, because it's not about creating wealth, it's also about retaining it. Hello, I guess there's some echo. Can you just mute?
I request everyone else to please mute yourself.
Prabjot, could you please be on mute? Urvi, can you please make me the host? Yeah, sorry, Bhavya. You can continue.
Yeah. So agenda for today, why should you invest? क्यों पैसे इन्वेस्ट क्यों करने हैं? अच्छा, पैसे इन्वेस्ट तो करना है, चलो कहाँ करना है? Asset allocation. What is consumption cycle? We'll understand what is consumption cycle just to give you a rough idea. अच्छा, पैसे इन्वेस्ट करने तो कैसे करना है? The tools to invest, mutual funds. पैसे इन्वेस्ट भी किए बट रिटर्न्स मैग्नीफाई करना है. हाउ रिटर्न्स आर कैलकुलेटेड वो समझना है. हाउ रिटर्न्स आर कैलकुलेटेड विल अंडरस्टैंड दैट. अच्छा, what is the magic of compounding? How to generate exponential return? What is goal-based planning? Aligning your investments with your goals. And in the last, if we, in the interest of time, if we have some time, we will cover insurance. What is insurance and what are its types? And in the last, we will also have a Q&A session where you can ask your queries. Okay? Let me start with a question, my dear friends. What is the definition of being rich? पैसे क्यों बनाने हैं? पैसे किसको अमीर कहते हैं? पहले तो सबसे पहले किसको अमीर कहते हैं? Is Mukesh Ambani rich? Is Shah Rukh Khan rich? Or having 100 crores? Or you call yourself as rich? So let's open this for discussion. You can unmute yourself and answer. What is the definition of being rich? Anyone?
Earning more money.
Earning more money, something else?
You have a
Having assets.
Having assets, something else? अच्छा, suppose assets आपके पास 100 crore के है. Are you rich? That defines that you are rich?
I think being rich is very competitive. It's a
Right. It's comparative. So for example, will you call Anil Ambani as rich?
No.
Yes.
Hello? Yeah, some disturbance in the background. Yeah. So, can anyone?
Anil Ambani will be considered rich compared to everyone else in society. I mean, knowing India's income, average income, Anil Ambani is earning much higher than everyone else. So, yeah, technically he is considered rich.
So you are trying to say income is a differentiating.
India's first.
Is income a differentiating factor? Suppose चलो Anil Ambani का 100 crore का income है per month, and if he has an expense of 120 crores, will you call him a rich person?
No.
No. So let's understand the true definition of being rich. In simple layman language, when your active expenses are taken care by your passive income, you are considered rich. मतलब क्या? कुछ नहीं समझा. Okay. Active expenses is your day-to-day expenses, all your traveling, food, education, etc. If these expenses are taken care by such passive income for which you do not need to go out to work, income such as rent, interest, dividend, pension, for which you do not need to go out to work, then you will be considered as rich. अच्छा, 100 करोड़ इनकम जनरेट करना वो richness का definition नहीं है. तुम्हारा खर्चा अगर 120 करोड़ हुआ, then it's useless. If you have 100 crores in your pocket, your monthly expense is 120, still you will be at a loss. Definitely. So if your active expenses are taken care by your passive income, then you can be considered as rich. So this reminds me of a famous quote by Robert Kiyosaki, who says, "Don't work for money, let money work for you." He is an author of a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, a must-read book. अच्छा, ये समझा पैसे बनाने हैं. अच्छा, how will you make money? By investing. So, but why should you invest? Everybody keeps on telling you, your friends, your family keep on telling you by invest karo, but क्यों करना है? Is there any reason to invest? You can keep your entire money in your savings accounts also. Why is there a need to invest? Can anyone answer?
To have a secondary source of income.
Right, definitely. Something else?
We don't want to work for the second source of income. When we start investing, the money should actually flow in the income account. Like,
Okay.
it should be a side business, not the business that you are actually focused on.
Okay.
I feel in these days, mere earning money is not enough. You have to grow the money you have earned. That's why investing, I feel.
Why
it's
you have to
important.
grow? Good answer. Siddharth, good answer. Why do you have to grow the wealth?
I mean, going back to your last point, to be rich, you need a passive income. So investing would help achieve that.
Right. So the first and foremost, we always fail to understand we have to invest to beat inflation. This is such an essential topic that we always forget this. To beat inflation. Mengai. We'll understand in the later slides. I'm just giving you a gist over here. Another reason is to create wealth. Definitely, as you people pointed out rightly. Retirement corpus, कि भाई retirement में मेरे को कोई passive income generate हो पाए. To accomplish your financial goals. Say you want to buy a car, you want to buy a house. So you invest so that you can generate some corpus and maybe then purchase some financial assets out of it. And also to save tax. At times you have to put your money in ELSS, you have to park it in PPF, etc. Right? So the first and foremost, what is inflation now? Inflation is generally defined as increase of prices of goods and services over a certain period of time. मतलब क्या? The real value of money depreciates over a period of time. Let's take an example. Say you bought one pizza in 2010, which was worth rupees 100. The same pizza with the same 100 rupees in 2020, you will be getting only half the size of that same pizza. Why? Because of the inflation. आपका 100 रुपया जो था महंगाई की वजह से वो पिज्जा सेम 197 का हो गया. Right? So if you don't grow your wealth, say if you park the entire same 100 rupees in your fixed deposit, which the current yield is around 5.5, you will be able to make only 170 rupees. You will become poor by 27 rupees. Now it may seem absurd, 27 रुपया तो सिर्फ it's meager 27 rupees. But just imagine if your monthly expense is 1 lakh rupees and in 2020 it becomes double, almost double, 2 lakh rupees. So you will be losing 27,000 per month on an average you'll be losing 27,000 rupees. So that is why you have to beat inflation. That is why you invest. अच्छा, बैंक में रखने से पैसा ग्रो नहीं होता है, right? You will get your basic savings account का 4%, 3%, 6%. But the inflation rate in India, the average rate of inflation in India is 6 to 7%. अगर मैंने 6 या 7% से पैसा ज्यादा नहीं कमाया, तो I won't be able to afford the same things that I am able to afford right now. आज अगर मैं एक पिज्जा खा पा रहा हूँ, within 10 years with that same money I'll be able to afford only half a pizza. In India, CPI, एक CPI करके एक होता है कुछ, CPI करके Consumer Price Index, is taken as a main measure of inflation. So not getting into the too much nitty-gritties of what CPI and all CPI is all about. So अपने को तो inflation का rate से मतलब है कि currently if the inflation rate is 6 to 7%, what kind of opportunities are available in the market which can beat this 6 to 7%? Only then I'll be able to afford my daily expenses, my daily routine expenses, right? So moving on to the next slide, this chart will give you a rough idea what is the inflation rate in India. If you carefully look, it has always been in the range of 6 to 7%. Just to show you, give you a rough idea. Achha. Now coming on to another topic, what is consumption cycle? Achha. Say for example, I go out to buy a Britannia cookies, 100 rupees ka Britannia cookies. I buy it from a retail shop wala, which in turn would have bought it from Britannia Industries, would have purchased it from Britannia Industries, and to generate those cookies would have utilized some kind of resources, say for example, employees, electricity, material, etc., and would have paid Britannia Industries would have paid the same amount to its employees, and in return, employees would have gone out again in the market and bought some other goods, right? This cycle keeps on going and going. Consumption ka cycle jo hai keeps on going and going. It does not stop. Acha. It stops sometimes. For example, say you come across Corona. Acha, the employees didn't get their salary. They don't go out to buy their goods. They don't purchase any new things in the market. The consumption will be postponed. It will never stop. Acha, key factors about consumption. Consumption never stops. अच्छा, कभी आप खाना पीना बंद करोगे, आपका इनकम होए या ना हो, will you stop consuming goods? No. Or services. If I say goods, that includes services also. It may be postponed. At times there are scenarios where economy में consumption gets postponed. Say I was about to buy a Maruti car, today I didn't get my salary, I don't go out to buy a Maruti car. Maybe 5 years down the line, will I stop buying goods when things change, when Corona goes away, when COVID goes away? I will, right? Or players may change. I am not telling that always I'll keep on buying Britannia cookies. I may switch to Parle-G cookies. I may switch to hide and seek. I don't know. But will consumption permanently stop? A key factor which most of the people fail to explain is consumption theory, because we don't know how consumption cycle works. Consumption cycle is such an enormous cycle. If we understand this, we can easily understand any market, right? Consumption always increases over a period of time. Matlab kya? Say in your school days you were spending 5,000 rupees on a roughly basis per month mein. In your college days, it would have increased exponentially. It would have maybe turned out to be 10,000 rupees. And by the time you graduate and when you start going out with your friends, the per month expenses would have increased. What do I mean by your per month expenses would have been increased? Your consumption has increased. Consumption always increases over a period of time. 5 years पहले जो आप कंज्यूम करते थे और 5 years बाद आप जो कंज्यूम करोगे will always be extra. I'm telling you. अच्छा, ये सब करने से हमको क्या मिलेगा? ये कंजम्पशन से मेरे को क्या फायदा? Right? So equity markets are just a reflection of consumption in the economy. What do I mean by this? कि आपने कंज्यूम किया गुड्स, आपने सपोज ब्रिटानिया का एक कुकीज खरीदा, तो ब्रिटानिया का सेल्स इंक्रीज होगा, तो ब्रिटानिया का प्रॉफिट इंक्रीज होगा. प्रॉफिट जैसे उसका इंक्रीज होगा, उसका ईपीएस इंक्रीज होगा, उसका शेयर प्राइस इंक्रीज होगा, एंड विच इन टर्न विल इंपैक्ट इट्स रिटर्न. ऐसे रिटर्न आपको मिलता है, राइट? आई एम नॉट टेलिंग दैट ब्रिटानिया विल ऑलवेज रिमेन अ मोनोपोलिस्टिक प्लेयर. I may switch to Parle-G. It is just to identify how the consumption cycle works, right? Any doubts till now? Any doubts? Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, no audible.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. We'll go ahead. In case if you have any questions, you can ask me at a later stage. Now, अभी ये मैं consumption तो बोला कैसे और क्या. अच्छा, now this is the chart of Nifty. So people who don't know what Nifty is just a benchmark index which is an aggregate of 50 companies. उसका एक reflection देता है कि ये क्या करता है, बराबर. So if you carefully look at the chart of Nifty, you see there is always an upward trend. In between, the consumption would have stopped when there was an 2008 crash. Consumption fell drastically. Did it stop permanently? Again, it started to resume. Over here in March, when we had Corona, consumption fell drastically. Did it stop? Again, it started to rise. So basically, if you carefully look at the chart of Nifty, you will find a trend that it is always upward moving. It's never downward sloping. That means consumption in the economy never stops. So equity markets are just a reflection of consumption. Players will keep on changing. Acha, either Nifty may suppose Britannia was not there. Now there a player, Britannia is there. Or maybe tomorrow you will not have Britannia and you will have some Parle-G or some other cookies, right? But consumption will never stop. And equity markets are the first place to catch consumption, reflect the consumption in the economy, right? We'll move on. Acha, what do you mean by asset allocation? Asset allocation in layman language is allocating, say I have 100 rupees in my pocket. If I want to put it in different asset classes in such a way that my risk and reward gets balanced. Say I have 100 rupees, I put my 30 rupees in FD, I put my 30 rupees in gold, 20 rupees, I say put it in mutual funds, or maybe 10 rupees, I put it in insurance. It's just basically allocating your assets in such a way that you can balance your risk and reward. People, fail to understand which asset class suits them. So we'll try and understand what are the different asset classes. Acha, one is equity stock market. You have your fixed income securities or your FD, which gives you a 6 to 8%. Gold you have, then you have your real estate, then you have your PPF, right? Acha, each and every asset class has certain category and certain restrictions and limitations. Acha, equity में 12 से 15% if I tell you that it can generate an return of 12 to 15% compounded rate. CAGR will understand in the later slides. What do I mean by 12 to 15%? Is it that एक दिन में मेरे को 12 to 15? This is long term 10-year return average. 10-year का average return. So similarly for FD. Oh here see, if I want to beat inflation, I have to invest in such an asset class which gives me return more and above 6 and 7%, right? Only then I'll be able to beat inflation. Only then I'll be able to sustain my standard of living. Only then I'll be able to live my better life, right? If I invest in gold, oh here the biggest problem is you have to pay your making charges. There are taxation charges, etc., etc. In real estate, there are entry barriers. अच्छा मेरे को 8 से 10% stable मिलेगा real estate में. But are there entry barriers? Yes. एक साथ मेरे को 5 करोड़ 10 करोड़ रुपया इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ेगा only then. Whereas, be it equity or be it fixed income securities, you can start with mere 10,000 rupees in your pocket, or say even gold. PPF is a good investment, definitely must have, but PPF में सबसे बड़ा loophole क्या? That you have a lock-in of 15 years. अच्छा, 15 years का lock-in हो, तो why don't you invest in equity? 15 years, तुम पैसा यहाँ पर भी भूल जाओ. Will consumption stop permanently? No. It is the difficulty which people face in equity markets is to identify which player will sustain. अच्छा, ये अपने को आता नहीं. Example, assume करो we don't know how to find a better player in the market and how to switch between companies. तो consumption जिसका चलता रहता हो, we are not able to find. There is a tool called as mutual funds, wherein different investors come together, give their money to a fund manager who is an experienced one, who on their behalf will buy securities and which in turn will help them generate returns. And the returns will be apportioned between the investors, right? Abhi, as an individual retail investor, if I was to, say I have 1,000 rupees in my pocket, and if I want to buy, say, 5 shares of Reliance, 5 shares of Bajaj, will I be able to do that with only 1,000 rupees? But with the help of mutual funds, I'll be able to do that, because अगर 10 लोगों ने अगर हजार रुपया दिया, तो the amount becomes 10,000. And with 10,000, I may be able to buy 2 shares of Reliance, 1 share of Bajaj, and create a portfolio out of it. The problem with retail individuals is they invest on their behalf. They invest without taking, proper guidance, proper analyzing proper risk appetite, and then they fail, and then they blame equity markets कि भाई equity markets में पैसा नहीं बनता, because they don't know how to balance risk. To balance risk, we need somebody who is a professional, who dedicates his day in day out looking at securities, and only then he will be able to generate better returns for you. Acha, at a cost, I'm not telling he will do it at free of cost. Maybe he'll keep aside 1 or 2% of your returns. Only then he'll be able to generate returns for you, right? I'm not going into much about mutual funds, because everybody would be aware what mutual funds is and how it functions, right? Acha, what are the ways of investing in mutual funds? Now there are 2 ways to invest in mutual funds. Say आपने बोला हमको 12% return चाहिए, we will invest in equity. Equity में discipline चाहिए, we will do it through mutual funds. Or maybe if you have the discipline, it's nothing wrong to do it by yourself. You can do it by yourself also. There's nothing wrong, but you should have the discipline to do it. You should know how to manage your risk. You know how to calculate your returns. You need to, keep on monitoring between companies where the consumption lies. You to keep switching between the companies, maybe on a long-term basis, not on a short-term basis, but you should know how to maintain that discipline. Otherwise, it's always better to, give money to a professional person who can manage on your behalf and give you maybe a 1 or 2% less, but give you a stable kind of return. Acha. 2 ways. When I mean, what do I mean by lump sum investment? Say I have entire 1 lakh rupees today and I want to invest it at one go. My risk and reward will start from day one itself. मैंने आज 1 लाख रुपया दिया, and today my risk and return will start अभी से, from day one itself, right? Instead, I tell कि भाई take 10,000 rupees every month for 10 months, and I will try to diversify my risk over a period of time. Today, say in example, I started investing in the month of January when there was no news about Corona. I would have bought stocks or units at a very lower, at a normal price. And then when the markets fell in March, I would have got better units. Say if 1 second, I'll take an example to explain this. Yeah. Say I have 100 rupees in my pocket, and at that time 100 rupees ka ek share tha, say for example, I would have got what, 1 units or 100 rupees ka NAV tha. Similarly, next month again I had 100 rupees, the share price of 1 share fell to 50 rupees. I would have got 2 units. In total, the benefit of diversifying this, in total, say for example, if I have 200 rupees over here and 3 units, if I calculate the average somewhere in the range of 70 rupees, my cost, which was 100 over here it was 50, came down to 70, in between somewhere. So I took the benefit of averaging. Instead of putting 1 lakh at one go, I diversified by paying 10,000 every month, so that my risk and reward gets bifurcated, right? Acha. A question for you all. Can you guess what is the total AUM in mutual fund industry in India? मतलब कितना पैसा है total mutual fund industry में in 2010 and in 2020? Can you guess? You can either write in the chat box or you can just unmute and speak. Any idea?
Don't know about the beginning, but as of now, it's 28 lakh crores.
Somewhere close. In 2010?
5 lakh crores.
In 2010 or 2020?
2020.
2020, 5 lakh crores. No. Somewhere close to 28.
28 lakh crores.
In 2010, can you guess?
10,000 crores.
I'm just talking about economy as large. पूरा India में कितना? In 2010, it was mere 6,57,000 crores. And these are accurate data taken from AMFI website. Single रुपए का इधर उधर नहीं है, so don't worry about that. Same in 2020 is around 27 lakh crores. 4x rise in the last 10 years. One, because of increased awareness. लोगों को मालूम पड़ा कि भाई इन्फ्लेशन को बीट करना है, इन्वेस्ट करना है इन इक्विटीज, some invest in such an asset class which can give me more returns than inflation. अच्छा, ये जो 4x बढ़ा, there is one more component to this is called compounding. जो इतने सालों से लोगों ने जो पहले 92 से, mutual funds is not a new phenomenon. It is such an old phenomenon. It started in 92. People have realized in 2010. The real boom of mutual funds in India started after 2012 when large scale advertising started. कि भाई SIP करो, म्यूचुअल फंड में इन्वेस्ट करो, ये वो XYZ करके. And gradually if you see वो ही अच्छा, and you know, can you guess the total amount of FDs in India? Fixed deposit में कितना पैसा पड़ा है? Total amount of fixed deposits in India? Anyone? Hello? Total अभी म्यूचुअल फंड में I told you it's roughly 27 lakh crores. Hello?
Yeah, maybe double 50 lakhs crore.
Double, triple? No, India is a predominantly a fixed income wala economy. Think something huge.
50 lakh crores maybe.
To be precise, it's somewhere around
75 lakh crores.
140 lakh crores, the total amount of fixed deposits in India.
Oh.
We are at 27 lakh crores. Achha, in this also, I'm not telling entire money is in equity. इसमें से only 12 lakh crores is in equity. ये जो 26-27 lakh crore है, उसमें से only 12 lakh crores is in equity, because still people in India fear equity because of the risk involved in it. Acha, today we will understand in the later slides how to balance this risk, how to allocate your assets in such a way. Acha, the main and the most difficult topic, I would love all of you to concentrate really well. How are returns calculated and types of return? The whole game is in calculating returns. The entire purpose of generating better alpha gets defeated if you don't know how returns are calculated. कोई बोला तुमको 12% मिलेगा, कैसे वो 12% कैसे आया? 15% मिलेगा, कैसे आया 12%? There are different ways of calculating returns, and if you don't know how returns are calculated, you will not be able to generate better alpha. Mind you, the two major types in which returns are calculated is CAGR and IRR. Too much technical. If you don't understand, don't worry. In the end, I am going to give you a magical formula. For people who don't understand and people who are curious and inquisitive to know, please kindly pay attention to this, right? It's purely a technical terminology. So few people from science background or arts background may feel ये क्या बकवास कर रहा है, right? CAGR in layman language कुछ नहीं है, मतलब compound interest. In your school days, you would have learned something called as simple interest and something called as compound interest. Similarly, IRR is nothing but a fancy name for compound interest. Now let us understand with example. ये सब इसमें समझेगा नहीं. Wait. अच्छा. So what do I mean by CAGR? Say 2010 में I had put 1 lakh rupees at one go. Next year, market was fortunate enough to give me 20% returns. My portfolio turned 1,20,000 rupees. Next year, the next year after that, I got another 13% return.
But are you destroying us, sir?
My hello.
Destroying our man.
Hello. Yeah. So then my value turned out to be 1,35,000. Gradually from 1 lakh, it became 1,35,000. And suddenly there was a crash. Market crashed. Maybe something like a 2008 fall. Maybe Modi lost the election. Rahul Gandhi became the prime minister. Market crashed by 60%, and my portfolio from 1,35,000 became to 54,240. The reason, अभी यही time पे मेरे को पैसा जरूर पड़ा. What will happen? यही time पे if I need money, I'll have to sell it desperately and I will lose money. And that is why people lose money. Because people park such money in equity markets, which they are going to need it at any point of time. If you need any money, if you park any money in equity markets, it should be in such a manner that you should not be able to withdraw it. Maybe only in extreme emergency you can, but ये टाइम पे अगर तुम्हारा घर का खर्चा निकालने के लिए यू वुड हैव विथड्रॉन दिस मनी, यू वुड हैव वेस्टेड जो नॉमिनल 6% आपको बैंक एफडी में मिलता वो भी जाता, और जो इतने साल का रिटर्न आपने दिया वो भी जाता. दैट इज व्हाई पीपल डोंट मेक मनी. सो बेसिकली रूल 1, ओनली पार्क सरप्लस वेल्थ इन इक्विटी. अगर नहीं होता है, यू वांट टू बीट इन्फ्लेशन, नो डाउट, but you should always park surplus wealth in your equity markets, maybe through mutual funds, or you can do it directly also, whatever the case may be. अच्छा, you lost patience. आपने हिम्मत रखी फिर भी ये लेवल पे आप बोले नहीं, I'll still stand, and market was fortunate. Re-election हुआ, मोदी जी वापस आ गए, market again ran by 110%. You got back your capital and some nominal return above that. Next year again market was fortunate, gave you another 12% return. See, markets are never going to give you linear returns. What do I mean by linear? कि भाई हर साल आपको 6% नहीं देगा, इधर कभी भी नहीं देगा. That is the dynamics of market, and that is why people don't understand the dynamics of market and they feel share bazaar is a satta and there is no calculation involved in it. It's pure luck, it's pure calculation. Obviously you need luck with it, it's just a byproduct. And after that again there was a fall of 24%. Again you lose. By the time you would have almost spent 6 to 7 years by now, just imagine your FD would have yielded much more return than this. This is a real life scenario. I'm not telling something which is out of the box, right? This can be easily possible. एक साल 20% दिया, एक साल 13%, minus 60%, maybe 110%. This is really practically possible, right? 96 में आते आते you will lose your complete patience. तुम बोलोगे भाई मेरे को शेयर बाजार में रहना ही नहीं है, मैं इससे अच्छा एफडी करता हूँ, भले मेरा इन्फ्लेशन बीट ना हो. I eat only half a pizza. I am fine with it. After this, the real game starts. 8%,
Bhavya,
25%. Hello.
I think we are seeing your CAGR and IRR screen. So could you just move your screen?
Oh my God, so sorry.
Yeah. No problem. No problem.
Oh my God. Oh, extremely sorry. I thought you people are seeing. Oh, do you want me to repeat this again?
Yes, like just two,
Okay,
3
I'll
pages.
just give
Yes,
you a gist.
please.
Give you a gist. Okay. So initially you got this 20%, then you got this 13%, right? And then market fell. Rahul Gandhi time, right? Over here. You lose your patience. Still you keep some, himmat, and you wait for next 2 years. Again, the market over here falls. You would have almost spent 6 years. You feel frustrated कि भाई मैं तो इससे ज्यादा एफडी में पैसे बना लेता. And after this the real game starts. Because in equity markets you don't get linear returns ना, कि हर साल 6% दिखेगा आपको बैंक अकाउंट में या 12% दिखेगा. When I tell that you can generate 12 to 15%, did I really mean कि आपको 12% हर साल ऐसे लाइन में दिखेगा? No, it could be 20% plus, it could be minus 60 and maybe then 110. उसका average is 12%. अच्छा, इसमें once you lose patience over here, rule 1, you don't park such kind of money in equity markets which you are going to need in foreseeable future. अगर आप घर का खाना खर्चा निकालने के लिए आप equity में पैसा डालते हो, you will never make money. Golden rule. After this, the real game started. India was on the boom of economic run. The bull market started. And see, then your return started to grow. इधर 2,38,000 हो गया. अच्छा, now what am I trying to infer out of this example is, आपने 1,00,000 रुपया डाला, आपको 2 लाख कितना मिला? आपको 2,38,532. What was your initial amount invested? 1,38,532, right? Upon an initial capital of 1 lakh rupees, what is the return that you generated? 1 second. I made some mistake, it seems. Now, are you all able to see my Excel sheet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Any doubts till now? Wait, I'll complete this slide and then take all your doubts. Acha. If you calculate, you will get 138% absolute return. Now the whole game is here. Carefully listen. What am I trying to say? 1 lakh रुपया डाला, 1,38,000 का profit you generated, and you gained 138% over a period of 10 years. And what you do is 138 divided by 10, you get 13.85%. The worst method of calculating return, and we all do it like this only. Even after being a chartered or even after being MBA, agree it or no, we do this only. We do not calculate something called as CAGR. CAGR मतलब compound interest. Say 100 rupees, I'll take a small example so that you understand it carefully. Initial first year में, if I invested 100 rupees at a compound interest rate of 10%, carefully listen ना, 10% पे compound interest पे मैंने पैसा लगाया, बराबर? After a year, it will become what? 110. So again, it is compounded at another 10% rate of return. My amount will become 121. So what is the return that I have generated over these 2 years? In absolute terms, 21%. But if I calculate what is the average, तो आप बोलोगे 10.5, मेरे को 10.5% रिटर्न मिला. नो बाबा नो, you have to compare, you have to calculate compound rate of interest. Your compound rate of interest is just 10%. Why is there a need to compare compound interest? Because your inflation 6 and 7% that we were talking about keeps on compounding. अगर आपने 100 रुपए का गुड्स आज खरीदा, बराबर है, 1 second, because of the percentage issue, 100 का खरीदा, over year if it is 6, it will become 106 और उसके ऊपर 6 है. So I need to bring both things at same level, only then I'll be able to compare it. Otherwise, the entire idea of generating better alpha gets defeated. So मेरा compound interest was just 10, and what people show you return as 10.5. So you have to look at CAGR figures when you are doing some kind of lump sum investment. क्या आपने 1 लाख रुपया डाला, you cannot look at something called as absolute return or average return. This will give you a very wrong picture. In fact, it will not give you any picture only. Don't look at this figure. These are all bullshit pictures, right? Now, अच्छा ये बताया आपने, तो आप मेरे को बताओ CAGR कितना रिटर्न हुआ? ये 138%, ये 13.85. Really, in real terms, you have generated 9% return. I have put a formula. I'm not teaching you the formula. It is just the formula of compound interest. If you put it in proper, Excel format, you will come to a conclusion that it's just 9% return that you get. And to prove this 9%, hello? Are you
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, some disturbance. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, this 9%, if we were to put it in a simple language, ये 9% है क्या? On an average, मेरे को एक रिटर्न का नंबर चाहिए, तो मेरे को मिला है over the year. 1 second. Can you mute someone?
Yeah, I muted her.
Yeah. Okay. ये what is CAGR? भाई मेरे को है ना एक ऐसा फिगर चाहिए जो कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट को भी दिखाए और मेरे को एवरेज भी बताए. तो दिस 9.08% इज बेसिकली वो नंबर. वो 2013 एवरेज कितना मेरे को, बिकॉज in the end I want to know over this 10 years period what rate of return have I generated, because in equity you are not going to get every year fixed 20% or fixed 6%. And to re-verify this, I have kept the same over here just for the sake of simplicity. Markets don't function like this, but just to give you an example कि भाई ये देखो, ये confirm 99%. if I compound it, see the figures, they will match. Look at these figures, right? समझा? Similarly, if I tell you, one second. One second. So say if I tell you, instead of putting 1 lakh at one go, I do one thing. I will put 10,000 at different time intervals. And see, in all total, I'll be putting 1 lakh rupees only. And say my return was 1,76,000 at the end of 10th year. What rate of return have I generated? IRR is just another name for CAGR, but this formula you use it when you don't put a lump sum investment, but you put it across the years when the time period is not constant. We use IRR to create such a scenario in which time becomes constant. This 10,000 which you invested will be for 10 years. This 10,000 which you would have invested over year, this 10,000 would be only for 2 years. So how do I bring it at par and calculate such a rate which shows me a compounding picture, which also takes time into consideration, and which also tells me what is the return that I have generated over this 10 years period? The return comes to 10.14%. I've just put the formula of IRR. So whenever you calculate any returns, when in two cases, if it is a lump sum investment, कि भाई पूरा मैंने 1 लाख रुपया डाल दिया, then you have to look at a figure called as CAGR. मैंने bits and pieces में पैसा डाला, then you have to look at a figure called as IRR. How these are calculated? Let's not get into the nitty-gritties. They are pure technical terms and pure technical formulas. Now, one second. One second. I'll change the number over here to give you a wonderful example. If you don't understand this part, it's fine. Absolutely fine. This is out of the box thing because people from science background, arts background, I can't expect them to understand this. In the end, I'll give you a magical formula for those people who don't understand, who didn't understand this thing. One second. I'll change the number to 1,70,000 over here. Maybe chalo, I'll keep it at 1,68,000. Oh, somewhere less. What am I trying to do? Acha, I have brought both these figures. See, I'll highlight this. These figures at par. Somebody comes and tells you कि आपको तो 9% रिटर्न मिला है, मेरे को भी 9% रिटर्न मिला है. But if you look at the absolute number, मेरा टोटल इधर कितना हुआ? 2,38,000. इधर कितना हुआ? Will percentage also tell you something? दोनों compounded rate पे है वापिस. But just because of the time factor, the rate seems inflated, but the absolute number seems less. जो बहुत लोग सोचते हैं ना कि भाई मैं SIP करके बहुत पैसा बना लूंगा, instead of putting 1 lakh at one go, I will put 10,000 in pieces. But due to the time factor, your returns would have seen, you will be able to see same 9% of return, but your absolute number will be differentiating, will be different. And in the ultimately, you want this number to spend. अगर मेरे खींचे में आज 1,67,000 नहीं है, तो will I be able to spend? No. Or I need 2,38,000 to spend. Now look at the difference. Percentage में तो दोनों एक ही दिखता है, but still I'll be losing out on 71,000. This is because of spending more time in the market. This 1 lakh rupees has spent पूरा 10 साल. उसके लिए उसका जो compounding impact है ना, वो throughout में हुआ है. जबकि ये 10,000 का है ना, ये पहला 10 साल में हुआ है, इसका सिर्फ 2 साल में. Okay. This was extremely complicated. नहीं समझाओ, कोई वांधा नहीं. Now we'll take all your queries. अभी तक का कितना queries or whatever queries you have, go ahead please. Anyone?
Bhavya, hi, Aditya here. I have a query. Can we do a little computation on this screen itself?
Sure. Go ahead, bro.
How about, let's just say in the year 9, instead of investing 10,000 rupees, somehow I just got to some money came across my way and I decided to invest that amount. So let's just go ahead and add maybe 1 lakh rupees there and see how it turns out. Can we do that?
Over here?
Yeah.
The ninth year. Am I at the right place, Aditya?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Acha, what was the amount that you generated? Because that is an assumption that we'll have to take.
I don't know. You suggest, please.
Okay. One second. Huh? So total amount invested is what? 1 second. Huh? Total amount is 1,90,000, assuming that the amount becomes 2,75,000. Ad hoc I am taking. Or say, chal, we will take 2,38,000 over here. So to make it constant, so we can compare it. ये तो ये जो 532. So see. Time is an essential thing in equity markets. We will learn in the later slides. I am not going to leave you like that.
Sure.
Okay, see, over here with 2,38,000, you have generated 6%, and over here 9%. So scenarios may keep on changing. I am not telling that this is the constant thumb rule kind of thing. So there are different scenarios. So, and what happens, see, I'll tell you in layman language, you don't know when you are going to start investing. Maybe you start at this point, then your returns will, because what happens is, whoever shows you returns na, they will always take it from the base or inception. हमेशा तुमको यही दिखाएंगे कि 2010 से अगर आपने इन्वेस्ट किया हो ना तो इतना रिटर्न मिला. अरे practically just imagine, it may not so happen that you would have started investing in the year 2014 when Modi had already got elected. After that you would have invested. Practically possible. Then your returns will show you, then your returns will show you a true picture, and it will be always less than the normal average returns. So timing is extremely important, but instead of timing, if you increase the time, that we will understand in the later slides. It's there. Let it be a suspense. Yeah, any other questions?
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm thinking, which one is better, SIP or investing at one go? Or what if we invest like in increments, just like SIP, but every year I would increase my amount of investment?
So to be frank, have a combination of both. Do an SIP. When the market falls by 60%, tabhi put a lump sum. And then check your returns. It will give you exponential alpha returns.
So you're saying investing when the market is at the lowest is a very good decision?
Yeah, because if you don't buy at low, how will you sell it at high? Acha, one second. No, I'm not telling you. I'm telling you to do a combination of both. You do a 10,000 ka SIP in this year. See, in this year, when the markets fell, put maybe 50,000 at one go. So your average will increase.
Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense.
You want me to take an example in detail?
Yes, please.
1 second. I'll do this for you. Say, assuming over here you have 1,000 rupees in your pocket, and assuming you buy only one share, so of 100 rupees, you will be able to buy how many units or maybe how many shares? 10,000 rupees you invest every month. Over here, the share price turns 50. Over here, see, it's ad hoc. I'm not telling that 50% सीधा गिर जाएगा. Just to give you an example. Over here, say it becomes 120, 160. It becomes again 80. Again, it becomes 30. 30 is way too weird. 1 second. 95, 120, 130. Again 86. Wait. 110. And maybe then there's a run 150 and 170. In the end, I am taking the increased figures because over the years now, the numbers will always be good. I'm not giving you some conviction wala theory, but in the long run, we will learn that. Either 170 QI and that also I'll teach you. Acha, anyone, have you compared CAGR returns, XIRR returns or IRR returns and then done your investment? Or are you hearing this for the first time? Or you compare CAGR on regular basis? क्या आप हमेशा absolute और average return हमेशा compare करते हो? Anyone? Just to understand.
This is my first time.
First time? Okay, good.
Yeah, Bhavya, again first time.
Great. अच्छा, you understood this ना? कि अगर ये आप 14% आप सोच रहे हो, वो 14 है नहीं. It's only 9%.
True.
Right. अच्छा. So here. अच्छा, ये जब मार्केट गिरता है ना, इफ यू पुट, ये जो 50 हो गया ना, इफ यू पुट इंस्टेड ऑफ 1000 यू पुट 5000 ना, देन आपका ये देखो शेयर्स भी बढ़ जाएगा एंड इन द एंड, एक सेकंड, सिनेरियो would have invested, let me remove this thing, right? Either sum of all. Almost you would be having 98 shares or units, whatever you may call it, with this 10,000, and see if your average price, just look at your average price over here. One second. Why is it not working? One second. Let me do it over here. Achha. I'll do it manually. Aapka average price would be 102 by the time you reach here, right? If you want to bring your average further down, your buying cost, what you do is, when the market falls drastically, when everybody says, yeah, this is the end of market, permanently the consumption is going to stop. See, always understand, whenever the consumption stops now, it is the right time to invest. Because is it going to stop permanently? I don't know which sector. I'm not telling that which sector you should invest in. Maybe the consumption in a particular sector will stop for time being, but will it stop permanently? In real estate sector, the worst case scenario, I'm just talking about worst case scenario, रियल एस्टेट में भी सबने बोला था लास्ट 3 years में देयर इज नो कंजम्पशन, माल बिक ही नहीं रहा है, माल बिक ही नहीं रहा है. नाउ इफ यू केयरफुली लुक, just because of the price fall, I'm not telling के ऐसे ही, again the consumption has started rising. Which sector will give you exponential return? That we will have to talk and figure out at different stages. Achha. See over here, if you put 5,000, maybe I'm making some mistake. 1 second. Achha, see, if you put 5,000, your average cost will become roughly 56 from directly 102. So even if you sell it at 120 rupees, you will be at profit only. Hello. Yeah. The one who had asked me the question, did you understand this thing?
Yeah, I totally understood. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's move on to further slides. Achha, any other doubts? Any other doubts in this slide? This was a bit a complicated one. No? Okay, then let's resume. 1 second. Huh? I'll again share my screen. Okay. So you can just read the definition by yourself. I'll just, drink some water till then. Okay.
Hi, I'm sorry. I have another question.
Okay. Okay.
Understand the exact difference between CAGR and
Okay. Yeah. 1 second. CAGR is basically used when you do a lump sum return. कि भाई एक साथ आपने जब पैसा डाला, उसके लिए that formula, it's a mathematical terminology कि भाई आप उसमें CAGR ही use कर सकते हो, because this CAGR का formula has got some limitations because it cannot capture multiple time factors. कि आपने suppose पहली तारीख को इन्वेस्ट किया, आपने 10 तारीख को भी इन्वेस्ट किया और 25 तारीख को, that it cannot be captured through the formula of CAGR. For that, specifically you have to use IRR, something called as internal rate of return. You would have learned at different places, never used it, I presume.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Yeah, fair enough. Where was that slide? Are you all able to see my PPT wala slide now?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, yeah. Okay, CAGR done, IRR. Now, you people are going to have easy topics. Don't worry at all. Acha. Can you guess the eighth wonder of the world? Anyone? Now it's going to be really light. You?
Compounding.
Huh?
Compounding.
Oh my God. Yeah, you got the answer right. It's not in true sense, but Albert Einstein quoted once, compound interest, one second, is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, he who doesn't pays it. Now, what is the magic of compounding? A fabulous topic. See, in this, I want each and everyone to participate. This will, open your mind forever how investment functions. Compounding is nothing but interest on interest that we've understood. जो CAGR बोला या IRR बोला, everything is compounding. Compound interest. बराबर? Identify which is a better investment. Say I give you 10,000 rupees every day for 30 days, or I give you rupee one which doubles in value every day for 30 days. Which option will you select? I want everyone to respond in the chat box. Only then I'll move forward. There is a reason to this. Or maybe you can unmute and say.
Second one.
Okay, I can see Siddharth saying second one. I can see Moksha, Harsh, PZ saying 2, second, everyone. Can anyone tell me what will be the figure? Yeah, second one, I agree. Now that you know what compounding is, can you tell me what the figure will be? One, acha, you understood what this case is? One which doubles in value. मतलब first day को 1 हो गया, second day को 2 हो गया, third day को 4 हो गया, fourth day को 16 हो गया. Can you put the number in the chat box? More than 5 lakhs. अच्छा, उसमें 3 लाख था, इधर 5 लाख. You mean just 2 crores? अरे 2 lakhs extra. 5 crores. I can see Vaibhav saying 5 crores. Okay, something else? Anyone? Can you guess the figure? Any random number you can put it. If you are telling that case 2 is better, it has to be more than 3 lakhs. Only then the magic of compounding works, right? Okay, let's move to the answer. Now look at the exponential effect of magic of compounding. Look at this exponential figure. It's 53 crore 68 lakh 70,912 to be precise. And I have given you the calculation also in this box. One second. Now this is an absurd example, to be frank, because nothing compounds at the rate of 100%. एक का 2 मतलब क्या हुआ? 100% पे रिटर्न जनरेट हुआ. 2 का 4 मतलब क्या? 100% extra. Practically speaking, I have given you this example just to explain you the exponential effect of compounding. Practically ऐसा नहीं होता, तो कभी भी ऐसा मत सोचना कि जाओ मैं घर बेच के इक्विटी में पैसा लगा दूं. I have understood magic of compounding. No, it is just an example. Even if you borrow it at 12% compounded in the later year, see, carefully look at this stage. Over here, in the maybe 19th day or 18th day, you were not able to cross 3 lakhs also. But then you see the compounding effect kicks in, and then you can see the exponential numbers coming out. It is just to explain you in the long run, what happens is compounding effect kicks in and you can generate better alpha. One second. So instead of just timing the market, it's better to spend more time in the market. We'll take examples for that as well. अच्छा, ये सब जाने दो. One second. अभी सब लेमन भाषा में समझाऊंगा, so everyone can understand. One second. ना? Are you all able to see? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. Acha. Now it will clear all your doubts. Somebody says, I want to put 25,000 per month. Say assuming what is this 12%? You have to ask, is it absolute, is it CAGR, is it average or IRR? Can anyone tell me what is this 12%?
IRR?
Okay, somebody else? Yeah, it's IRR. It's IRR because it is a monthly investment, and as we told, you have to use IRR for monthly investment, right? Acha, now we will try to understand. Say in practical, अच्छा ये जो 12% है in that Excel sheet समझाना, ऐसे ही 12% नहीं है. 1 year it could be 60, 1 year it could be minus 40. Average 12% taking into consideration compounding effect, right? Time period, if you invested for 5 years with 15 lakhs, you would be able to generate 20 lakhs of total amount with a return of 5,62,000. Now carefully look up. When I switch this to 10 years, see 5 years में कितना था 20 लाख. Ideally if I keep it, I change it, I double it to 10 years, it should be 40 lakhs. But कितना है 58 lakhs because of the compounding effect. Now if I stretch it further, ideally 10 years का कितना था 58. Ideally it should be what 1 crore 20 lakhs. डबल करूंगा तो 10 years का 20 years. But कितना है 2 crore 50 lakhs. And similarly if I expand it further, just look at the exponential effect. Acha, now you may say a question practically possible na, in the 29th year it is giving you this picture और सीधा crash हो गया market, फिर सीधा 60% crash हो गया, and that year was your retirement year and you desperately need money. It can be possible ना practically. ये सब तो दिखाने के लिए बहुत अच्छा लगता है, practical scenario में क्या होता है. अच्छा, that again we'll go back to our presentation and understand that. इसमें किसी को कोई doubt? अच्छा, इसमें suppose if I turn this to 15% because of the exponential, because we have increased the time period. So I am not, participating in the market volatility. I am just letting my investments grow gradually. So it may so happen that I'll be able to generate 15%. Then look at this exponential figure. 90 लाख invested over a period of 30 years. आज का आज नहीं डाला है, वो सिर्फ 25,000 पर मंथ डाला है. See this. This is 15% IRR compounded. Okay, one second. We will again go back to the slide. Sorry, I have to switch between the slides. Okay, are you able to see the entire slide?
Yeah, it's visible.
Now, say I want somebody to volunteer and tell me which asset class would you park your money in today. Say randomly, we are not taking some test or something. Say आप कौन से asset class में park करोगे and what is the return capacity that it can generate. Anyone? Hello? Would anyone like to take a stab? Hello?
I would say 12%.
12% equity. Basically, you would love to invest in equity. Only that can give you
Yeah.
return in the long run. I'm not telling on day to day, but in the long run, that only asset class. Acha, can gold give you? Can real estate give you? It's a subjective thing because I don't know where your property lies. Ideally, it will give you a 10% capital or total gain, including your rent and capital gain. If you would have invested last year in gold, it would have given you almost 50-60%. But ideally, in the long run, again, it comes back to 10%. Equity will play within the range of 12 to 15%. अच्छा, वो that example that I took, कि आपने suppose 30 years पैसा invest किया और ये पैसा suppose you would have got this 29 lakh rupees of 1 lakh invested on day one itself and you let it grow. तुम बोले इसको पैसा grow होने दो equity में because of the consumption, ये XYZ inflation everything. 30 time पैसा हुआ, 31st year the market falls by 50%. Still, mark my words, my friends, still you'll be better off than FD. इसका हाफ भी हो गया ना तो 15 लाख हुआ, इधर कितना होता 1 लाख का. इतना तो रिस्क हम ले ही सकते हैं ना. Acha, but you cannot gamble for your daily household expenses by parking your money in equity. You have to park only surplus wealth in equity. Only then you will be able to generate that return. अगर आपको जरूरत पड़ा, मार्केट नीचे है, you had to withdraw, for sure you are going to make loss. There's no doubt about it. And then you will crib about equity. Okay? ये समझा, ये कि भाई इसका आधा भी हो गया ना नेक्स्ट ईयर, बिकॉज द कंपाउंडिंग इफेक्ट वुड हैव टेकन योर इन्वेस्टमेंट टू सच अ ग्रेट हाइट, इवन इफ इट फॉल्स ना थोड़ा, तो कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. इधर अगर ये 93 lakhs का और 50% भी गिर जाए ना, 45 lakhs हो जाए ना, स्टिल यू विल बी बेटर ऑफ देन 10 lakhs. समझा? Okay. So basically I was telling you ना, that time spent in market is better than timing the market. अच्छा, ये Mr. X थे, he told, you know, let me wait, at the age of 40 I will start. 25 पे market was at all time high, all time low, he didn't know. वो बोला 40 में invest करेंगे, उसके पहले invest नहीं करना है, right? He started investing 10,000 rupees per month पे. Maybe in whatever asset class, I am just taking equity as an example. And he invested till the age of 60. उसका maturity value आया 92 lakhs. Mrs. X थे, one second, ना? Why is it not? She started investing at the age of 20. She started only with mere 2000 and invested till the age of 60. Look at the corpus that she generated, 1.95 crores. Now this is practically possible now, because we all are in the age of 20 to 30. If you don't start investing at this age, you will lose out. Maybe you invest at the age of 40, maybe you will be investing 5 times of what one would have invested at the age of 2000, at the age of 20. Still, you will be a loser, big loser, because instead of timing the market, it is better to spend time in the market. कि भाई तुम्हारा time increase करो. Only then the compounding effect will play its role, and only then you will be able to generate good returns. Ultimately, पैसा बनाना है ना. अच्छा, is there anyone in this room who does not want to make money? ऐसे ही भाई बोलते हैं भाई पैसा क्यों बनाना है, नहीं बनाना है भाई, तो भाई this seminar is not for you. अच्छा, Warren Buffett has also made this wonderful statement कि भाई, what was that? One second. Money is not everything. Make this statement after you have made enough, right? Acha. Now, what is goal-based planning? The final topic for today. I was telling you now, the surprise. It's basically aligning your investment with your goal. आपने सब बोला invest करना inflation, but start कहाँ से करना है? Align your goals with your investment. आपका goal life में क्या है? Financial goals. You need to really identify आपका goals क्या है? Wait, I will share the screen again. Oh my God, one second. Sorry. One second. Are you all able to see?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Acha. I want anyone from the group to take a stab at it. I will ask you certain questions and I will try to figure out what your goals are. And today we will do a goal-based planning for that person. This is the starting point of investing. पीपल है ना रैंडमली इन्वेस्ट करते कि भाई 20% मैं इक्विटी में डाल दिया, 20% 30% मैं गोल्ड में डाल दिया, एंड दे आर नॉट एबल टू मीट देयर गोल्स बिकॉज इन लाइफ सर्टन थिंग्स यू कैन नेवर चेंज. अभी तुम्हारा जो शादी का डेट है, कैन यू चेंज? इफ यू नीड मनी एट दैट पॉइंट, can you really put it in, say 2 years down the line you want to get married, you need 50 lakh rupees or 15 lakh rupees, can you put the money in the, equity markets? No, we don't align our goals. Maybe your dad would have invested maybe 20 years back in equity markets, but abhi now the new trend is you will never, because we all are from job category. Say for example everybody is doing a job. How many are there from business class, or they are doing some kind of business profession? Yeah, maybe consultancy, XYZ. How many? Anyone who is doing business? Hello? Anyone? Am I audible?
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
audible.
know if anybody.
I think Siddharth is speaking or someone.
So I just said I don't think there's anybody.
Okay. No
Okay,
one from business.
sorry.
So just imagine you will never have a windfall gain. अगर आप बिजनेस में होते हो ना तो आपको कभी भी कोई एक बड़ा लॉटरी लग गया, एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट आ गया, सीधा 2-5 करोड़ जेब में. If you are in your salaried class, you will always get a stagnant or a say consistent kind of annual and monthly income. आपका 10-12% पे grow होगा. I'm not denying that it will not. But say if you want to really plan something which is really exponential, say if you want to buy a house which is worth 5 crore, can you do that without planning? No, practically no. If you have your past savings or maybe your dad can fund it, that's a different scenario. If you want to do it from your own pocket, practically no, not possible, because you will never have a windfall gain. And by the time you reach your retirement, just imagine your kids will not take care of you. You will have to plan your own retirement, because we follow Western culture. And by the time we reach our retirement one step ahead, our kids would be staying different from ourselves. And we will have to plan our own retirement. कि भाई मेरे को कोई फीड करने वाला होगा नहीं. तो द स्टेप 1 इन प्लानिंग इज रिटायरमेंट. आज से ही आप प्लान करो रिटायरमेंट के लिए. अच्छा, one second. Anyone from the group would like to take a stab at this? Only then we can proceed. I'll ask you basic questions भाई कि आपको क्या कभी कैसे करना है, and we will try to derive your financial plan. We will try to make your financial plan. आप कैसे बनाते हो? Anyone? Hello?
I'm doing it. Diya. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll do it, Divya?
Yeah, hi.
Anyone? Diya Ranka. Are you there?
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Give me some practical figures. Huh? Achha, at what age do you want to retire?
I guess I don't know yet. Probably 75.
75. You'll work till the age of 75.
Maybe, who knows? I don't know what I'll do.
Okay.
Depends on what I do.
For sake of simplicity, let's take it 60, which is a bit more realistic and practical. And what is your current monthly expense? Say anything. I don't want real figures. You can give me some random numbers also. So assuming you have a monthly expense of 1 lakh per month, assuming pura kharcha, everything, it includes all your expenses. Okay. Chalo. Say by the time you reach your retirement, that 1 lakh will become 8.27 lakhs because of the 6% inflation. ये तो 6% तो सिर्फ एग्जाम्पल है, 7% रहा तो इससे भी ज्यादा होगा. You need a corpus of 20 crores in such a way that it gives you a supplement. मतलब 8 lakh का every month you will gain a return out of this, only at mere 6%. For this, you need to do a monthly investment of 26,000. Just imagine, practically 20 crores. Is it practical? Well, if you wouldn't have planned, by the time you reach in 2056 or maybe 2050, you realize I need 8 lakh rupees per month. 1 lakh will become 8 lakh rupees. Yeah, you wouldn't have thought. Achha, we will create this as your goal. Achha, besides this, you will. One second. Sorry about that. Got locked out. Sorry. Now again, we'll do it 1 second. Assuming you retire at the age of 60. Okay, let's add it as a goal, right? Okay. After this, do you aspire to have a home? Ever
Yeah,
in life?
definitely.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. And what should be the value of that home in current value? Maybe आज 3 करोड़ का है या 5 करोड़ का. What value do you expect it to be?
4 crore.
4 crore? Fair enough. Practically possible. In how many years time? Maybe 15 years, 10 years, 5 years?
Yeah. 20, 15.
20. Okay. By the time you reach there, it will become 13 crore ka ghar. And I'm just taking 6% inflation. I'm not trying to extrapolate something else and show you a wrong glossy picture. I'm showing you the true picture. right? Do you agree? Wait, we will create another goal like this. Say you have another goal of vacation. Won't you go 1 year down the line for a vacation once this corona ends?
Yeah, I would like to go.
Acha, tell me what would be the spending on that? 1 lakh, 5 lakh, 2 lakh, a Europe trip or a US trip or whatever, or an Indian local domestic trip.
3 lakhs?
3 lakhs. Fair enough. In 1 year time?
Yeah.
Chalo, this is the nominal. 3 lakh के आसपास ही रहे. So in 1 year, nothing is going to. Acha, once you get married, you'll have kids. You need to plan for their education. By the time they reach, maybe you want to send them abroad. Would you love to send them abroad, or you would want them to study in India?
I don't mind them abroad.
Abroad, okay. What would be the current spending? Assuming today's current spending, what would be the cost?
It's knowing that it's very expensive, probably like around 50 lakhs.
50 lakhs in today's term, huh? In maybe 25 years or 20 years down the line?
Probably more, because now if you see college per year, it's 36 lakhs.
Okay. No. Like when will you send your kid? Maybe 20.
Okay, then it's probably around like 2 crores totally.
No, that you can calculate. In which year I'm telling? After how many years you will be sending it?
Oh, I don't know.
25. Let's assume 25.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it. By the time it would be what? Almost 3.5 crores. So let me not take further examples in the interest of time, because already we are running out of time. Can anyone guess what figure will we arrive at monthly? Suppose you want to save all this, you wanted to achieve all these targets. What kind of monthly investment will you require? Any figure? Any figure you would love to put it in the chat box? Anyone? 55,000? Harsh, are you trying to say 55,000 or 52,000? 1 lakh per month? 2 lakhs? I can see that. 1 lakh from Apurva. Anyone else? 2.5 lakhs. Look at this astonishing figure, my dear friends. You will require almost 2 lakhs. Fair enough. Few of them have got it right. Roughly, you would be requiring 2 lakhs. That too, generating a return of 12% IRR. Only then you will be able to achieve all your targets. Getting back to the slide now. 1 second.
So correct me if I'm wrong. We're maintaining, or we're actually looking at this from a perspective of passive income, right? Because we haven't counted any of our income that will be included in these goals.
No. I was just trying to derive how much you will have to save. I'm not telling whether you generate that 2 lakhs from your passive income, or you generate it from your regular income. 2 lakhs from your regular income you will have to save to meet all those targets. I'm just trying to say.
Understood. Okay.
Understood? Yeah. Okay. Acha, it does the same theory. Let me just wrap it up quickly. It's roughly in the. Acha, so many people would be telling कि भाई मैं 40 साल 30 साल किसने देखा है? I don't know whether I will live that long. Maybe I die 2 years down the line. You are telling me to save so much, and that will be a boon for my next generation. But मेरे लिए क्या? अच्छा, in life there are two major risks. Living too long. If you live too long, you need to really do investment. Only then you will be able to survive. Or dying too soon. For that you need insurance. If by people behind you, to definitely want to live. You cannot take each and everyone with you, right? So for that you need insurance. So that answers the question that do we need insurance? Yes, definitely we need. Not getting into too much nitty-gritties of insurance in the interest of time. Let me share some amazing facts about insurance. Say if you would have bought a term plan I'm not getting into the terminologies of that. Say Sushant Singh Rajput, 6 months before he committed suicide, he would have bought an insurance. Do you think will the insurance company be liable to pay him or his family? In insurance, there are permanent exclusions which people don't read out. So if you would have bought more beyond 12 months, yes, life insurance company is bound to pay him the entire amount. Say he would have bought a 5 crore ka insurance maybe 3 years back. Insurance company is bound to pay that entire money. People don't know that suicide also gets covered under insurance, but only after 12 months. Similarly, HIV/AIDS is a permanent exclusion. If you die due to HIV/AIDS, because there is no vaccine for HIV/AIDS, practically speaking, you will not get a single penny. If you go for paragliding, bungee jumping, or car racing, and say you lose your life insurance company is not bound to pay you a single rupee. Similarly, there are other exclusions in health insurance also. So yeah, let me just wrap it up. Acha, key takeaway from the entire session. Don't just think, start saving. Don't just save, start investing. And don't be afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid of standing still. Which one do you follow? Income minus expenses is equal to after removing your expenses. Do you save, or after saving you plan your expenses? Question to ask yourself. Do you plan your trip? Do you plan your diet? Yes. Do you plan your finances? No. Yeah, just a founder background. Okay, our offerings. We offer a bunch of products. And our USP, we don't charge anything from the customers. We get a cut from the companies. Yeah, final Q&A if anyone has any questions. Final. We're done for the day.
If I want this recorded meeting, how can I get it?
Yeah, hello?
Hi, I want the recorded version of this session. How do I receive it?
Okay, I'll share the recording with you. You can just drop me a message. You want me? I'll share my number and email ID in the chat box. If anyone wants or has any doubt, feel free to reach out to me or for any investment related queries.
Thank you so much. It was an amazing session.
Yeah, thank you.
And Bhavya, you can also put up your number and your email ID on the group where everyone is there. So if they have doubts, they can ask right now also. And just in case, if you all want to ask him later, you all can contact him.
Sorry, it got extended
No,
by
it's all
half
right.
an hour. Yeah. Any doubts?
Any doubts you all can ask or put in the chat box.
Mr. Bhavya,
Yeah.
Alpesh Jatakia here.
Yeah.
Just one question. Suppose just now I will check your this thing. You are telling that 12% per annum return. If we are putting 2 lakhs per month and getting 12% per annum, then it whatever the dreams of any person will be success for the purpose of a whatever the calculations you have made for that. So, but is it possible that consistency of a 12% return for the next 20 to 30 years is possible?
Yes, practically possible. Because equity markets are the first place where the returns get captured. Say for example, आपका inflation 6-7% पे है, बराबर? Your equity markets, your companies will grow at the range of inflation plus your nominal rate of return. 6 plus 5, तो आपका 12 होता है. We'll take this offline because I need to explain few other concepts called as nominal rate of return, real rate of return, which is a bit tedious at this stage.
Okay.
12% is practically possible.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions? Acha, a small request. I request you all to fill the feedback form so that we can understand where we are lacking behind or what good you liked about us. Or yeah, so just a small request. Anything else?
Yeah, you can put it on the group. And thank you everyone for joining. If you all have any doubts, you can ask on the group also so that everyone can benefit from it. Thank you so much, Bhavya, for a wonderful session.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rotaract Club, for arranging such a wonderful session. We would love to do it more.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining, everyone.
Thank you, Rotaract.
One,
Thank you.
Bhavya, one request. Viral here, Viral Shah. Next time you can keep another session with some new interesting topic. We would love that also.
Sure. We've got so many topics. We can cover it throughout the life.
Yeah, because we are from science background, so we only understand how much we invest and what is the return we will get.
Right.
Today we will ask our agents who have done our investment if they know the meaning of IRR, CGR and all.
Sure. I don't think they'll answer you.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Hi, I wanted to know if you have a session that's about Excel. I want to learn Excel. And I feel like you've actually used it very well. And I feel like you will be able to teach it way better than the other courses I've done.
Sure. We can connect offline. Definitely.
Thank you so much. It was amazing.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm ending
Thank you,
the
Rotaract
session.
Club. And thank you, Hannah.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.